Still not
Okay,
live.
I think we're live. Oh,
We are now.
let me see. How can I send messages here?
Okay,
Da,
we
da,
have
da, da.
chat. I see it.
Chat works. Okay. We have
Yeah.
Emptyfull, right? Lane Simmons, I think that's Emptyfull. Is that right?
Yeah.
Emptyfull? Now, what I don't know is how to send messages. Hold on, let me see. Da, 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 da.
told you. Told you someone was probably watching the unlisted one.
Oh, okay, so it's Ian, right? Emptyfull in Discord. Yeah, we have Emptyfull here.
Yeah.
Now,
Nice.
the chat is a little bit small for me. Hold on. I'm just going to make it bigger. That's what she said. Hold on. Just give me a second. Streamers. Just give me a second. So we have WhySoSerious in the live chat right now. It was supposed to be 3 guests. Mark joined, but he had issues with the internet, basically, right? So it was not going to look right on the screen. So we have 2 guests. If someone else wants to join, we can add them to the stream right now. Let me just make the chat a little bit bigger. Let's see. Chat settings.
Ian asks if do you want him to join?
Oh, we can have you here,
Yeah,
Ian, if
sure.
you want to join, for sure. I'm gonna send you the links right now. Hold on. Yep, I'm gonna send you the links so you can join. Let me just figure out. No, you know what? I'll send you the links, and while you join, I'm going to figure this out. Because the chat text is too small for me. Okay, so let's see.
Nice.
Okay, I just sent the links to Emptyfull right now. We shouldn't probably be doing this live. People's gonna think that we're amateurs here and that we don't know what we're doing. And that's
Because we are.
and that's exactly what's happening. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, I just sent the links. Now let me just try to make this chat thing a little bit bigger. Text settings. Pick a font. How can I just pick the font size? Okay, here it is. Size. Oh, that's way better. Hold on. Let me know if you see a difference there. Why so serious?
Oh, well, I don't see the chat now. Let me send a message.
Okay, yep.
Well, I don't see the chat at all now. Not about.
Oh,
Okay. And now I see it.
there it is.
Yeah, this
Okay,
is better. This is better. Yeah, it's bigger.
okay,
I can even
wonderful.
read it on my small iPad.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's almost the same size as the Skitty Notes thing.
Yeah, I think the skitty nodes are actually smaller, but
A
that's
little
okay.
bit
That's okay.
smaller. Yep. Yeah. So let's see. Hold on. Hello, Ian? Hey, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
It's it's a mess going on here, man. Now I have to add you to YouTube. Man, I think we shouldn't be probably discussing all this live, but let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so
No,
um
this is the reality.
yeah, yeah, exactly. This is how it is. Now, okay. Yeah, anyway, if you're centered on your screen, we're gonna be just fine. I can see your screen here as well. Okay, so let me just... Okay, yeah, just you have two monitors, so you can look at the of what's going on in one, and you can share the other one. Can you hear Emptyfull, WhySoSerious?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Awesome.
wonderful. Now let's see. I'm just going to go to OBS. Mira is in the chat. Hey Mira, how's
Hi.
it going? Let's see. Okay. Let me just. Okay. I have to switch then to a 3-guest live stream. Hold on. Okay, there we have.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Okay.
If you can move your camera a little bit, Ian.
Yep.
There we go. There we're
You don't
centered.
think I should just like show my hands like a true pro?
We see more than your hands, I think.
You're welcome.
Okay, now why so serious? Where's your...
Yeah, why are you so serious? Show your face.
Is
That's
camera
probably not
shy?
going to happen today. Yeah,
Not ready
but I
yet?
have my camera set up to show my keyboards if anybody wants to see that.
Hold on. Let me
I can't
put
say anything.
your avatar there. Hold on. Let's see what happened to the... Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me move this. There we go. Yep.
Why you sticking this little circle thing on my face?
There.
That's probably an improvement.
This is like debugging in production.
Yeah. That's how we do it. Okay. So the three of us are here. Let's just make sure that the screens work. Okay. So this
Okay.
is okay. This is WhySoSerious number 1. Hold on. I have to fix the names here. Now that I have. Okay.
I have to do this and then.
This is Ian's screen. WhySoSerious? Okay. Let's fix the names here. Gonna fix them here. Okay, so now guest 1.
There we go.
Okay, so this is Philip. And this now. How should I call you there? Ian? I-A-N?
Ian. You can do Emptyfull otherwise, that's fine. If then people that know me from Discord.
Emptyfull.
Yep.
Okay. So when I share your screen, Philip, this is the way that it's gonna look. Your name shows there a little bit bigger. I don't care. That's fine. Emptyfull. Now it looks too big. Okay. This is going to be my screen, and this is where we're all at. Okay. We need to have the chat in all of them. So let me just add the chat to each one of your screens as well, in case that we're looking at something else. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, so I'm gonna add the chat here. YouTube chat.
Breaking changes on Mini. Oh no.
Now you don't have any sensitive stuff to
No,
share there,
well,
right?
I tried to close everything from work.
Okay. I'll have to put YouTube chat here. Where do I put it?
Probably bottom left corner.
Oh,
I
here?
don't think we have. Yeah, I don't think we have. Well, actually, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I use that part of the screen a lot, at least on my side. Let's just keep it here for all of us.
Sure.
I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller.
Otherwise I did a little less than full screen. I did a little less than full screen on mine, if that helps.
Oh, okay. So we can see it better. Yep, I can see it quite decently. YouTube
I don't think
chat
I can
works.
see the oh, okay, it's over there.
Yeah, I'm adding it.
Okay, so you want on the left side?
No, here.
No, you want it there. Okay.
I'll put it there. I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller. It's not over your face there. I have to organize all these things. But this is just the first time that we do it, so it's gonna be better the next time. Alright. Just as Brian would say, flip. Cut that thing. Just nothing happened. We're just getting started.
Make an editor.
Yeah. No, we're live, man. So there's no way of going back right now. So what are we doing today? I just wanted to meet with some Discord friends. Mark was gonna join, but he had some issues with his bandwidth, with his internet. So he's gonna join another day, right? So we have Philip and Emptyfull. Philip is known as WhySoSerious in Discord, and Emptyfull is known as Emptyfull. So how are you guys doing? Where are you guys at? You want to share that?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually from Serbia.
You're from Serbia, okay. What
Yeah.
time is it where you're at, Philip?
Currently
2
is-
p.m.?
Yeah, 2 p.m.
2 p.m. And what about you, Emptyfull?
It's 10:20 p.m.
10:20 p.m. Okay, it's 6
Oh, okay.
6:20 a.m. for me here. But yeah, I just
It's dedication.
yeah I just want to see how you guys use your setups. Do you have any tips, tricks, or things that you want to share? You know, because I like
Yeah.
learning from everyone. And let's see, what is this? We don't have any demo to do right now. Okay. Do you guys have any YouTube channels, or you're planning on getting YouTube channels?
Maybe sometime in the future, but who knows?
Okay. Now, if there's
Not me.
anything that not you, You were thinking about starting a blog post, right? Emptyfull?
Yeah, maybe. It's too
Yeah.
much work though.
Yeah, it's too much
I
work.
don't need all the time for writing my config, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you guys spend so much time writing your configs? I'm curious. Like, why?
Well, I actually wanted to be faster
Uh-huh.
and to have less clutter on the screen. I actually wanted to have something similar that you can have on Linux with the different graphical interfaces and different tiling managers and everything. And yeah, it would be awesome if macOS could actually do something like that, but probably not.
Yeah. Now, are you both of us in macOS? Philip, you're in macOS, right?
Yeah.
And
I
what
am
about you,
too.
Emptyfull? You're too?
Yeah.
Why are you
Yeah.
not in Linux, Emptyfull?
Oh, work gave me a Mac, so
Uh-huh. Oh, okay, okay. Because of work and
I
you?
I've always liked Macs though. That older MacBooks, the black one that just was a fingerprint magnet, and Mac Mini. Yeah, it's been Mac for a while.
Oh, okay, so you're used to macOS. And what about you, Emptyfull? What did you get started with, macOS or
You
what?
just asked me. You
Oh
mean
no, I'm
Philip?
sorry, Philip.
No, I actually started with Linux. I actually used a long time Fedora. The funny thing is, the first job that I had, they gave me a MacBook. I think it was 2015 MacBook Pro, something like that. And I got it, and I went home and I actually installed Linux on it. I
Uh-huh.
wiped the whole macOS partition, and I couldn't, for the sake of saving me, use macOS at that time at all. And I actually installed Fedora on it, use it. There was sometimes you have to actually install something special because you cannot use the keyboard properly, the trackpad properly, and you have to fiddle with it a lot back at that time. But after that, I was actually a lot of into ThinkPads. I have for a long time. I think it was ThinkPad X 2070. I think the model
Mm-hmm.
was.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool, small laptop that I actually used a lot. But after the Apple actually announced the Apple Silicon, I tried it and I didn't go back only because of the battery. Yeah, the battery on the new macOS is really, really,
Mm.
really cool
The
because of
yeah,
the ARM chips. Yeah.
the ARM chips. Yeah, I had Intel Macs. I guess you guys have experience with Intel Macs too. They were not great. They sucked, right? They were hot. The battery didn't last at all. They were trash, right? Like any other laptop at that point in the market. Windows,
Well, the
whatever.
funny thing is that the MacBook that I had that was Intel, when I installed the Fedora on it, it was actually better than macOS because my battery actually lasted more than
Mhm.
it was using macOS
Oh, interesting.
because
We
it
have
was lightweight compared to
Oh, it was
macOS.
lightweight. Okay, makes sense. We have Aaron as well here in chat. Used Linux for ages, but kept breaking graphics drivers. Mac OS about 10 years ago. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a debate, right? Because I don't move to Linux because of what what Aaron is saying in chat right now. There are not so many breaking changes. Every Linux people that I talk to, they say that it's better now. But I don't know. The Mac, the Apple hardware is so good right now. Comparing it to the Intel ones, right? Battery
Yeah.
lasts, I don't know, 8-9 hours. Well, if I'm editing video or if I'm doing heavy stuff, I get like, I don't know, 5 hours, I think, of battery. Do you guys get a lot of battery? What do you have Intel or ARM based ones? What about you, Emptyfull?
It is I think it's M3 Pro.
M3 Pro? Okay, okay. And you, Philip, what is it? ARM based as well? The silicon?
It's actually the MacBook Pro from 2021. It's the 14-inch one. I think it's M1 Pro.
M1. Okay, M1 Pro.
Yeah, the naming for the chips are a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really confusing, and personally, I hate it.
yeah. I had an M1 before the. I have. What do I have right now? What's the latest one? M4, right? Is the
M4,
latest.
yeah.
Yeah, just got an M4 laptop. The M1, the Mac Mini that I had works just great. I mean, I upgraded because I wanted to have something more portable, but M1 works wonderful still, you know. But
Yeah.
the problem is that in a few years, I don't know for how many more years you will have updates on the M1, you know, to the latest OS version. And I don't know, couple years, maybe 2, 3 years. Not exactly sure.
Probably more. And even after that, if you don't use it for related stuff, I think it's okay to use it because it's a really good platform. The only thing that they have, I'm talking about Apple, is actually the hardware. The hardware is really, really, really good. If there is a Linux or even Windows laptop that can have this hardware, so it doesn't consume too much energy and battery and everything, I would probably move to Linux for sure. But for now, Apple is really killing it with it.
Yeah. Mira says that her battery is at 79%. Yeah, that's something that did you guys install this application? Let me share my screen. Did you guys install this thingy? Where is it? And oh no, I think I have
Al
it
dente
outside
probably.
here. Yeah, al dente. Yep. So
Yeah, I actually don't have it. I
you don't
mean, my
have.
battery percent is at I think 83.7, but I don't really care. I will
Hmm.
probably use and abuse it, and probably if I need to update it or something, I will just go and probably sell it and get a new one or something like that.
Upgrade to another Mac. Yeah. I want to run an experiment and see if it actually makes a difference. Because at the work computer that I had, I didn't use al dente. And the battery went, I don't know, to 90% like in a year. So I want to see if the battery is better this time. We'll see. And Aaron says that has a 96 gig RAM M2 Max. Man, why so much RAM? Why you need so much?
AI.
Yeah,
AI probably, right? Yeah.
yeah.
System
LLMs.
76. What do you guys think about Asahi Linux? Like installing it on a Mac computer.
Yeah, it's really actually cool, and I wanted to try it, but it still lacks a lot of support for some things, and I think people that actually are creating, they're really, really, really giving it all. But I don't know if they can reverse engineer every part of the protocol that they need to use for the Linux.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. Okay.
It's still a long time to be a useful Linux for probably every day or for work or something like that. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to use the Touch ID, I cannot remember. You cannot use external monitors still on a Sunny Linux. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought the idea was cool. All right, so let's do something then. Let me show you. No, you guys show me what you have. I want to see your setups, and I want to see what new tricks I can learn from here. So who wants to go first? Philip, Emptyfull.
Do you want it emptyful? Or you want me to start?
Let's go with Emptyfull.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Can I share your screen then? Yep.
Sure.
We're looking at your screen. So, okay, menu bar. What do you have there on the menu bar? The default one, right?
Yeah, default one. I think I may have hid some stuff, but otherwise. So this is my work laptop. I've got a
Okay.
personal one as well that I share with my wife, but that's mainly just, typical web browser stuff. And
Mhm.
I have Steam on there. I play board games on it mostly. Just a
Mhm.
bit weird, digital board games, but
Okay.
with my brother and my mum, and so
Mhm.
they're interstate. Sorry, I didn't mention I'm in Australia, in Queensland, Australia. So
Okay.
hence
Okay.
the time difference.
Okay.
And yeah. Dropbox thing for managing apps for work, a VPN thing. Shutter.
Oh, that's the screenshot one, right?
Yeah, it's a screenshot one. So
Now
you
we have a
can,
question in chat.
draw all
What?
over stuff and
Hold on.
add
I want to
numbers.
see. I want to see Shutter. Hold on. Just give me a second. What package manager you use in Mac? Nix packages. Personally, I just use Brew. I don't want to go into the Nix rabbit hole yet. Well, I don't think I will ever go because I'll spend months or years in there. So, what do you use? Emptyfull for package manager in Mac OS? You use
Just
Brew?
homebrew.
Homebrew. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? Why so serious?
Same,
Same.
bro.
Have you guys thought about Nix?
Yep, but the
I
same
don't know if
point
I
as
can
you.
on
I
the
don't want
work
to.
one.
Yeah, I probably can, but I don't want to go into that whole rabbit hole.
It's too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much work. Definitely. Yeah. I don't want to give it a try yet. No, I would be lying if I say that I would sometime. But now I'm interested in Shutter because I did try it. I don't know, like maybe 6 months ago, and it wasn't as good as CleanShot for me. How does it? Is it good? Emptyfull. Do you like it for screenshotting stuff?
Yeah, I actually hadn't heard of Clean Shot. I assume they probably copy everything that
CleanShot does.
Clean Shot does. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So I was just doing. It does have OCR, so hopefully I'm not giving away other stuff in here. But
Okay.
oh, it's complaining at me. I hide my dock permanently, so I don't know why it. Yeah, let's try that again.
Okay. OCR, and that is
Yeah, there you
from
Yeah, so
Shutter, right?
I just did it from that.
And can
But,
you
yeah.
annotate? Can you add text? Can you add arrows, shapes?
Yep. So rectangles, you can do
The
C
number.
just adds a count, so
Yeah,
number,
a counter.
text,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and then you get a little.
Oh, that's
Everything.
cool. That's cool. I didn't.
It's even got a ruler. So I think you can. How many pixels is this? So I'm a web developer, so this is really useful for that sort of stuff. Like take a photo of something on a website and mark it up and just say like click this, then that, or this thing is broken, that sort of thing. Yeah.
That ruler.
Yeah, so you would have saw I'm using Raycast. Apparently it's updated. I set up a team thing for my work as well and made some like one extension and a bunch of quick links and stuff for my work. But I use Raycast heaps, so yeah, you saw the clipboard manager, so I got a hotkey for that. I use hotkeys for most of my apps, so I got caps lock as leader, my leader key, and then hyper key, and then I use that for everything. So hyper W for WesTerm, hyper V for Vivaldi, which is the browser I'm using at the moment, and then
And
Figma,
what do you use to switch
Spotify,
apps?
everything.
Raycast? Is that
Just
the one that
Raycast.
is
So just
okay.
hyper and a letter.
Just hyper and letter? Now,
Yeah.
what if you run out of options? Like, let's say, right, you use all of your letters for switching between apps. What if you want to have more? Or you just have to be really careful on the ones that you use. You have to take care of them because you just have a few.
I mean, I'm using hyper, so the good thing is like I'm not gonna otherwise use that for anything else, right? Like it's not gonna clash with any normal app shortcuts. So like in WesTerm, I've been following Josh Medeski, who you've spoken to. I've
Yep.
been following him for a while, so I'm doing the same thing he's with using command key maps. So his search plugin is Command J, and then you can look up Neovim config and switch to that. Command L is to switch to the previous session, so I use that a lot.
Okay.
In Neovim, I go Command P because it's similar to, other editors. Oh, sorry, I don't know if the video's lagging. Yeah, so it's Command P, similar to other editors, to bring up like a quick find thing. So I use this snack speaker. Yeah, what else? I don't use them as much, but Tmux panes, Command E, I think, and then Command Shift E for horizontal. Command W to close Tmux windows. So, and then if I close the last one, it'll close a session.
Okay.
Yeah, so mostly usually I'm just full screen though, so I don't use Windows panes and stuff in Neovim much. It's usually just a single one. And then, yeah, so similar to, I think after I watched your long Neovim video, I turned off the tab bar thing and just do the buffer switcher because I realized that it was pretty much what I was doing anyway.
Yeah.
But I leave it in insert mode because I find
you
it
just like
easier
typing.
Typing to what I want to get to.
Yeah. I don't know what
because I do sometimes have a lot open still, especially in web development stuff. So it'll be like 1,000 CSS files and JS files. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and Aaron sent a message there. We did already have Josh Medeski in one of the videos. He went over Sesh with me. He explained how Sesh works. Basically an interview. I've been doing some interviews lately, so he was kind enough to show me around Sesh. I started using it already, right? So, sorry, Emptyfull, continue.
No, that's all right. I was going to ask if you need to switch to your screen, bring up the video.
No, it's fine. Oh, you know what?
Let you do your thing.
Let me see. Where is the video? Why is it opening in the other screen? There we go. This is the one. It's an hour long. And by the way, I just went through Harper. If there's people that don't know yet, Harper, the language server thingy I use it for Markdown. It's the Grammarly alternative that is open source. I use it in Neovim. I had a call with Elijah yesterday. That video should be going live soon. Right now that I switched to Ian screens, I'm going to publish it. Well, when we're done with this, I'm gonna publish it because it's already ready there, right? So let me switch back to your screen, Ian.
Sure. So yeah, Command T again, like new Tmux.
Now
tab
hold on.
Or window.
Hold on. Tmux. How do you?
Yes.
So you manage sessions in Tmux, right? And you use
with
Sesh exclusively for.
But I'm using the GUM. I think it's the Go library GUM.
I don't know what that is. What is it?
It's just to make it look pretty. But instead of I think most people do what he's got in the README with FZF or FCF for the Americans out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I just use GUM. It's just a little bit cleaner. Doesn't have all the icons and stuff. A little bit quicker, I find.
Okay. I see. Okay, I see.
So I use Sesh to jump between sessions, and then Command L, as I said, just to switch to the last one.
To the last one. Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the features of Sesh that Josh worked on. I think we were talking about
session.
Yeah, because we're talking about you can do Tmux. It's prefix capital L. We'll do that. But then if you close a session, it gets all weird and it doesn't know what to use as the previous one. And then Josh thought Sesh is already sorting stuff by most recently used for your picker anyway. So whatever you most recently used will be higher up. And it uses I think sock side and things like that for ranking as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, well, might as well just, you know, have it so you can map something to the last, like have a command for sesh last
Let
session.
me show you. Let me show you how I do it. Hold on. Let me interrupt you right there. Now,
Use
something
key
that I
maps for specific sessions, right?
yep. And something that I like about the sublayers, hyper sublayers, right? Because I use hyper and a letter and another letter. So I have, man, hundreds of key maps available, right? So, for example, if I want to switch to your screen, I type hyper O, I leave them pressed, right? And the number 2 is your screen, because I remember that, right? Hyper OM is for my screen, but that's the exact same way that I switch between Tmux sessions, right? You notice right now I'm in my dotfiles, but if I type hyper TU, that is gonna take me to my notes, right? Or the way that I implemented the alternate session before knowing about sesh is if I type the letter shift by itself, it's gonna take me back to the previous session. But what it does, what it actually does in the background is that it brings up this session thingy and it goes down, right? And you can see it if you pay attention. I'm gonna press shift right now. You're gonna notice that it happens really fast, right? So I do it through with this other tool, Better Touch tool. Better Touch tool is the one that brings this up, presses the J key to go down one, and then hits enter. But it happens really fast that it works for me, right? I mean, there's a small delay, but I can be switching between the last 2 sessions. I did dedicate a key for sesh already. This one. No. This one. My down arrow, right? So if I type just one single key, down arrow brings up sesh, and I can jump to one of these. I haven't played much around with sesh yet because I still find it really useful to jump to each one of the sessions that I use the most. There's like 5 sessions that you switch to all the time, right? So I want to have a key map at least for those 5, and with a single key, jump to them because I need to get there fast. But for the ones that I don't use that often, sesh is a wonderful tool. Like my .config file, right? I never go to the .config directory, right? And it's way faster if I get there with sesh than if I go to my home session and I type here cd no, it's way faster if I do it with sesh. But yep. So going back to you, let's try with WhySoSerious. How do you do the stuff that we have discussed so far? Let me switch to your screen. How do you take screenshots? WhySoSerious?
I'm
Filip?
actually using the built-in macOS thing because I don't need all the things to circle it, to point to it or something like that. I just need to take a screenshot and send it. I actually have because I'm using the split keyboard that is smaller, I have a special layer that I can just, if I want to take the area, boom, it just takes the area. If I want to open the whole screen, it just opens the whole screen, and I get to select if I want selected portion, or do I want to do a screenshot or capture, something like that. For the screenshot. I actually use the sketchy bar on top because I really despise as you can see, the default one because there's so much clutter up there. But there's a really cool app called Hidden Bar, which is actually, I think it's open source, and you can use it to hide things. So you have 2 layers of hiding. If I click the right key on this arrow, it actually hides all the things. All the things left from this line.
Okay.
So all the left things will always be hidden. And if I want, then I just click and it will show it again. It's really cool and nice one because you can, because of the new MacBooks, you have the notch on top of it, and all the things that is on the default bar, you cannot access them because of the notch, which is really dumb.
Okay. Bartender in
Yeah.
shambles right now. Aaron is saying, have you tried Selig? I haven't tried Selig, Aaron. It's like trying Nix, right? Like my current setup works just fine, and it would take me months to get Selig to work the way that I would expect it to work. I just don't want to put in the hours. Have any of you, Emptyfull, have you tried Selig? No? Why not?
I think I was just too invested in Tmux by that point.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know, I had a few plugins and stuff, and I think I was like, can I do this? No? Alright. I don't need to try.
Yeah.
If you're already using Tmux, like, I didn't see the appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Is that the reason why you haven't switched, Philip?
Actually, I didn't use Tmux for a long time. I may be using Tmux for maybe, I'm gonna lie to you, but maybe 3-4 months, something like that. Maybe more. I tried Zelig before, because I was actually debating should I switch to Tmux or Zelig or just keep the Western tabs, because I had I will show you later. I have a script in Western because the config is actually written in Lua. I had a script to create all my working directories and everything. It's really cool. You can do all the multiplexing in Western by your own, but you need to write your plugins if you want to. So you can have what's the plugin called? Let me find it.
I can share your screen if you're ready.
Sure. The plugin is yeah, Continuum and Resurrect, that actually saves the current state. I think you actually have a plugin for Western that does that, so it will save all your tabs, all the windows and everything every time before you quit or something like that. I can't remember. It's really cool. That's the main thing why I use Western over Ghosty or something, or Alacrity or something like that. It gives you a lot of options. I know I don't use them that much, but I really like that there's an option for that.
Okay. Yeah, I have invested hours in Tmux, months in my Tmux configuration, man, because it takes a lot of time to try to figure something out in Tmux. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm traumatized, I think, and I don't want to go through that experience with Selig, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, we have a comment in
And
chat as well. Mira says that she wanted to have a nice bar, nice Tmux bar. Can that be done in Selig? Who did I talk to recently that had Selig installed? I think it was
Package
Alex.
main.
I think
No,
it was
package
someone
main.
It's
recently.
Package main. Yeah, he was using Selig, and it did look decent, I think. But I just don't want to go through the whole process, to be honest. Yep. And well, the bar that I use actually, and that's my next question here. I don't want to see all the trash on the left, because if I open this bartender thing, I get the icons that I don't use at the bottom, right? I don't want to see all of that here on the right. I just want to have a few here that I sometimes use. And the only
But if
reason
you
why
want another one, yeah.
Yeah, I just drag them. Well, I cannot drag them. I have to go into bartender settings and move them up. But the only reason I don't like bartender, the only reason that I use it is because it comes with setup. What are your thoughts on setup? Have you guys used it?
No.
No? No.
No.
Are you guys into open source a lot? If you can find an alternative that is open source, you go with that for sure? Or what's your preference? And is it because you guys, yeah, what's your preference there, Emptyfull?
It's because it's my work laptop. It's easier if it's open source. Like, then there's less concern generally about security and things like that. You know, because if they want to, they can have a look at the source. So I think it's a lot of that.
Okay, and what about you, Philip? Philip likes open source, he said to me, because he's cheap and he doesn't like spending any money.
No, it's not about that. Actually, I like open source more because you're in the control of the things. You know where your data is going and everything. Especially because I use my laptop for work. I don't want any application to take advantage of me and to get all the metadata to some third-party servers, or I don't know where. That's the main thing I like open source. Yeah, it comes that it's free and everything, but at the same time you can contribute to it, or you can donate to the people that actually doing all the work and everything. It's not that you are getting everything free.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot of, yeah, I try to move them, Mira, but I think I can't because my menu bar auto hides. So when I leave control pressed, oh, there it is. It didn't move this time. I think it doesn't move them. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I use a lot of open source tools. Neovim, of course, is one of the main ones. Tmux, of course, man, I love Tmux. I don't know. I cannot use a terminal without Tmux. Mitchell is saying that probably in the future there's gonna be Tmux, well, ghosty sessions, right? So that we don't need to use Tmux. But I don't know if I'm ever going to stop using Tmux. Why? Because it doesn't matter if I'm in Ghosty, if I'm in Western, if I'm in Alacrity. My workflow is exactly the same. I don't need to learn anything about the new terminal. I just open Tmux and my setup is basically the same. What are your guys' thoughts on Tmux? Like, what do you use it? Do you use it for the sessions or?
Yeah, mostly for the sessions. I don't do any of the remote stuff. In fact, a lot of the servers that I do SSH into have screen, not Tmux. So all the key maps or the keybinds are different there. But yeah, it's mainly just have a session. I do use Resurrect, I think. So, I can go restore stuff when I need to. So that's really useful. I know that I think Ghosty, it'll open it back into the directory that you were in. Like, it'll reopen windows or tabs, I think, if you've got them.
Yeah, I don't know if
it'll
it's
go
a
back to the directory,
ghosty.
but that's not the same.
I don't know if it's a ghosty thing or not. Hold on. Let me switch you guys. Let me show you guys something. Where's my Tmux config? Here. Where is it? Okay. I did use Resurrect for a long time, but I just commented it and it's not running right now. How do you refresh? How do you update plugins? It's prefix shift U. All?
Yeah, all, yeah.
Okay, so I only have TPM, Tmux Navigator, and this Continuum thing. I don't even remember what that Continuum thing does. Let's see, where is it? Oh, save sessions
that's the other half of Resurrect.
Of Resurrect, yeah.
I think I should comment it, but okay.
Yeah, you probably don't need it if you're not using Resurrect.
Yeah, but notice that I have 5 sessions open right now, correct? So I'm gonna close Ghosty right now, and I'm just going to bring it up again. And I'm here again, and I have my sessions. But I don't know if it's because of the... I don't know why. If I'm not using Resurrect, I don't know if it's because of the...
I think maybe it's because of Continuum. I'm not sure. I think it's that because, but by default, I don't think Tmux saves all the sessions like you just did. The Resurrect thing will only, I think, run the... I can't remember because I use both of those plugins. And it's really cool because if I close my terminal and just open another one and run Tmux, it will just open all my saved stuff before that, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's I thought that I needed Resurrect, but apparently I don't need it, I think, because when I open my terminal, Tmux immediately kicks in, right, with this command, right? So if there's no session, If there's a session attached to it, if there's not, just create a new one. I don't know if Continuum
Try
is the one.
to comment out the continuum. Yeah, everything. I don't think it will work now, but I'm not sure. You have to reload
Yeah,
the
there.
config too, I think.
Now I only have 2 plugins installed, TPM and Vim
I
Tmux
think you
Navigator.
probably have to like fully kill your Tmux server as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Run
Okay.
Tmux
It
kill
might be
server.
that you just haven't
Kill
fully
the
killed
yeah.
it in a long time.
Let's see. I'm just
I
gonna
think
kill.
Continuum is the one that saves your session repeatedly, and then
Mhm,
Resurrect
yep,
is the one that restores it.
Let me kill. This is the last session that I have here, right? I'm just gonna
No, no, no.
exit out of this.
Leave all the sessions. Just
I
detach
already
from the
killed them.
Tmux.
I already killed them.
Never mind. Create 2 new ones.
Okay. Okay,
And now
there we go.
detach from the Tmux. I think it's prefix D. I think.
Prefix D.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you now need
Now
to
I'm
run.
gonna close Ghosty. I'm gonna close Ghosty and let's see what happens.
But I think no. But I think Tmux is still running. You actually didn't close Tmux.
Let's see.
You closed the application.
Oh no, but when I did the detach thing, everything went away. I don't know what happened. Let me see what happens if I bring it up. I have the sessions there, and
Yeah. Do you have another terminal?
no, the Ghosty is the single one. Well, on the right
Okay.
I have
Close
Kitty.
the Ghosty. Close the Ghosty terminal and run the default one, the macOS one, and just run Tmux space kill server. That will kill Tmux, because if you close the Ghosty browser, the Ghosty terminal, it will still run in the background.
Okay, let's see. Okay,
That
there.
killed now that killed the Tmux.
Now I don't have anything else open. The only one that I have open is Kitty, as you can see here. And Kitty is on the right, and I'm not running Tmux there. Kitty is just running by
Yeah.
itself.
Now open Ghosty.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, because
Yeah, no
Tmux
sessions.
runs a server all the time, and like it's a
No
Yeah.
daemon
sessions.
or whatever.
Okay, no
Because
sessions. Okay.
you actually you never actually killed Tmux.
Okay, but look at this. Okay, what I usually do is this, right? So I'm in my notes, I'm in my dot files, and I'm in my home directory. I'm in the 3 sessions, right? So
Yeah.
dot files are here. Let's say that by accident, right? I close Ghosty. Like, oops, I close Ghosty, right?
Yeah.
Come back to Ghosty. I don't need anything else, right? So why would I use Resurrect or Continuum if I reopen it, everything is there? Like, my sessions are there.
Yeah, sometimes when you change the Tmux config, I don't remember which one, but if you want to change the theme and everything, you actually have to kill Tmux
Oh, yeah.
server,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
that will destroy all your servers. Or if you restart your computer,
Oh
that
well,
will also kill all your sessions.
if I
And
restart
with
it,
Resurrect,
yeah, Resurrect is going to restore them even if I reboot the
Yeah.
computer, right? Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I actually don't need it. If I restart the computer, I just want to start from scratch because I realized that I end up with a lot of sessions, right? So I used to end up here with 15, 20 sessions sometimes, and I was like, what the fuck is all of this doing here? And I used to come and clean the sessions manually. I don't do that anymore, right? But I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Yeah, your script for
Yeah, I
automatically
don't.
closing
Yeah,
them,
for
right?
cleaning up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
Yep. Do you guys implement it or because I clean the sessions
I don't know
every
that many.
3
I
hours?
like
Yeah.
closing them.
You close them manually?
Yeah, I like going in. What have I got? Cleaning them up.
Oh, but if you haven't used them in 3 hours, let's be honest, or 5 hours, right? Will you
I'll
use them?
still yeah I will. I have probably
And how
let me
difficult is it for you to open it again if you haven't used it in 5 hours, Philip?
really difficult because
Why?
I have.
Don't you use
I
Sesh?
cannot.
I'm gonna tell Josh that
No.
you're not using Sesh. Josh?
Because for work related stuff, for example, I have a session that has I cannot show you here because it's currently closed, but for example, let's say I have something like this, and I close this. I have logs here, code here, and another. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just I have, I don't know, database over here or something like that. When I close all that, I have to create new session every time, split
Mm-hmm.
all the panes that I like, that I want to use, create a new tab, go to the
Okay, okay.
directory I want to go,
That's a
and
good
for
point.
that, yeah,
That's a good point. I don't want to miss that part. Let me just answer a question in the chat. So yeah,
sure.
Yaroslav, this stream is about showing your setups, Discord friends that want to join and share their setup so we can all learn as a community. That's what this is about, and discuss what we're discussing right now, like debate and all that stuff, right? So um, that and now that you bring that up, why so serious? I've been curious
Yep.
about that. And Aaron just asked it in the chat, right? So if there are templates in Tmux, because that has happened to me as well, right? Well, I don't need it too much, but let's say that I want to record a video, right? I'm about to record a
What's the
video,
name
and I
of it?
would like to
Yeah.
have two Tmux windows, one of them with splits, one of them running fast fetch, the other one running Neovim, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are they
Tmux.
presets or something?
I think.
Someone mentioned Tmuxinator or something, I think. Do you guys have any experience with
Yeah, I
Tmux
actually use
templates?
it. No, I'm probably misspell it. Let me say, I actually use it, but the funny thing is, because I use the resurrect and continuum, yeah, because I use resurrect and continuum, I don't actually need it anymore. I actually
Mm-hmm.
need just to create all
You
my
just
panes
never
and
close
everything.
them.
You
Yeah.
just never,
No,
and you just
actually, no, no, no.
accumulate a lot of stuff there. 20 sessions open, RAM,
No, no, no.
20
No,
gigs
no,
of
no. I
RAM
have.
used.
I probably have 10 sessions at a time.
Uh-huh.
Some of them I'm running. Actually, most of them I'm probably running Neovim,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe 2 or 3 sessions have logs or something like that from Docker. But the cool thing is, for example, did I save it? What? Ah, okay. Yeah, Tmux environment saved, and if I do this, Tmux kill server, and
Mm-hmm.
just run Tmux, it's gonna store all my thing.
Okay. It's gonna restore your stuff.
Yeah,
And is it going
yeah,
to
everything.
open what you had open in that
Yeah,
Tmux pane?
yeah. If I go to
I don't remember that
projects over
happening to
here,
me because I did use Resurrect for a long time, and if I had 3 panes, if I closed stuff, it didn't open Neovim in one of the panes, for example. Did you do something for
yeah,
that, or
no, nothing.
oh, maybe I didn't configure it correctly? But I would
Let me
still
see. Yeah, I
rather.
actually maybe this is the strategy session. Maybe this is the resurrect strategy that you have to use over here.
Could be, could be.
Because
Well,
if I save this
uh-huh,
now and
uh-huh.
I detach and I kill the server and I run Tmux, yeah, it will go to my projects directory. It will go to dotfiles, and it will even open Neovim here.
That's interesting. So I think I could use then the the cleanup script anyway. That is going to clean up my sessions
Yeah,
every 3 hours. Then Continuum is going to save that every 15 minutes. So the cleaned up sessions. So if I reopen it, but I would still like to have a template though, right? Because
yeah, you
I,
can. I don't know if I have. Let me check.
Otherwise, you
I,
can just do it with Tmux commands. Like I use a sesh config file.
I switched to your
Yeah, you can
screen,
do. Yeah,
Ian.
you can do that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So sesh you can configure stuff. So my default session is dotfiles. So if I quit everything in WesTerm, I opened it up, but I wasn't running Tmux, I just write, I've got an alias tm and I'll open Tmux, but it'll connect to dotfiles initially by default. So that's
Okay.
basically always open. And then you can see you can configure multiple sessions. So I got my Neovim config, which I separate from my .files just for reasons, but I just want to start Neovim straight away with that. I use a dashboard, so I just open Neovim in there, but I know Josh likes to have a custom command open up. He always wants to go straight into his telescope picker. So you can do that sort of thing. But like downloads, for instance, so I have a startup command for Yazi, so if we go downloads, I use Yazi as a file thing. So I pretty rarely open my, like, what's it called, Finder in Mac OS. I'm usually always using this, so because you can preview some stuff. I probably should be careful here. It's personal stuff.
Yeah, you should be careful there. But
the same, like, you can browse your trash. I don't know if people knew that, but in macOS you can browse the trash in
a session. But
so
but why
go through it in Yazi
but what if I want to have that template?
Yeah, so here's an example. So this is like a really old project, as you can see, 2017 in work. And so I use FNM to switch node versions, so it's similar to NVM. So I say use the default because I found out that if Neovim was running in a directory and it was switching to an old version of Node, then all the like LSPs would break and Prettier wouldn't work and stuff like that. Anyway, so I tell it when I open this session, so this is a named one. So if I go here, you can see it doesn't have the full path in that case. So your named ones will be listed up here as well. So you give the name, the path, and then you can give it a command. So I told it switch to the latest version of Node, and then here that's where I'm doing Tmux create a new window, so it'll have a second window, and then I say switch to the last window, so back to the first one, and then open Neovim in that. So I can show you here. So it's just running that, right? So it had using, you might have missed it, but it said using Node version 10, because that's how old this project is. It's awful. So I told it in this one, first switch to the latest version of Node, and then open a new Tmux window, and then switch back, and then open Neovim.
So you say that I could put in the commands to create panes, right?
Exactly. Pane, so you can just use all the regular Tmux things. So you can say Tmux new window. You give it like, I want it to be a floating window, or I want it to be like Tmux create this, and then Tmux, split panes, whatever. You can do all that. I think Tmux Inator is basically just a nicer way to configure that.
Yeah.
And it just does all that under the hood for you, and then gives you a way to write that as session, so that you can do it here, or I believe there is a way to have sesh like understand your Tmux Inator configs as well. I just haven't used it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an
not sure
example file here.
You have an example file? Let me switch to your screen, Philip. I'm calling Philip WhySoSerious because that's his name in Discord. So if you guys hear Philip or WhySoSerious, it's the same person. Emptyfull and Ian, I'm calling you the same, both names, but same person too. All right, so let's see what you have there.
Yeah, as you can see, you have like session root. That is the root directory of the session that it will create with the Tmux Inator. This is the session name. Then you have commands like new window, run command, select pane, create new split pane. Let me just check what is the command for that. New window, I know I have. Yeah, you can actually run something like this. Split.
Oh, and
split it,
give
select it. Yeah.
The size of
I
the
think
split?
it's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, the size of the split.
Yeah, because I don't want to have the splits. I want them to have a specific size, right?
Yeah. I think it's the same thing that that you can do with sesh.
Okay. So just add commands
cool.
there.
Yeah, because under the hood, those are all Tmux commands that you actually use.
Now, do you guys use... I have a problem with fast fetch. Let me switch to my screen. Do you guys experience this issue as well? It's not showing my image, and it should be showing my image. If I jump to my config,
Oh yeah,
fast fetch,
I think I tried to get that working once and I couldn't get it to work.
but it
Just
worked.
gave up.
It was working. It was working fine. I even left a note here. If I'm outside of Tmux, it works fine, right? So you just need to use this kitty iCat thing.
Oh yeah.
But it was working. I created a few videos with that, and I've been trying it. I've been waiting for them to fix it, but it hasn't been fixed. Have you used it? WhySoSerious?
I have fast fetch, but I don't have images in it or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a Tmux thing. Because if I exit out of Tmux, if I bring, for example, Western, and if I run it, oh, hell. Oh, hold on. I know what's happening. Hold on. It's because of this. There. Well, it looks weird,
Yeah.
but I just have to fix it.
Yeah,
and it
but
works.
it's an image, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're in Tmux, it doesn't work, and I don't know why. I have no idea what's happening. I've been
Yeah,
waiting
I
for them
tried
to
to get
fix
it to
it.
work a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't get it to work either.
Yeah, it was working fine. I don't know if they changed something, so I was just asking you guys if you knew. Okay, so it seems then that to get a preset on the screen, Sesh would be an option. Well,
Yeah.
Tmuxinator, if I don't need to install it, I don't want to install it, right? So I could use Sesh.
Yeah, you have to
just-
install it. So probably if you already have Sesh, use Sesh.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Is fast fetch better than neofetch? Well,
I
the
think
thing is,
Neofetch is deprecated.
yeah, that is the thing with neofetch. It's deprecated. It still works, right? It still works just fine, but notice it's in the public archive. It has been archived. You can still run it and all that stuff, but that's why I don't know, we migrated to something else. And fast fetch is what everyone's using. I think I heard about fast fetch because of Mira. I don't know, in the Ghosty Discord. What terminal do you guys use? Okay, so Philip uses Western because he
Yeah.
likes to do the Lua and all that stuff, right?
Me too.
Yeah, I can show it later.
Yeah, you can. Why do you use Western? Like, what's special about Western that you cannot do in Ghosty? Or is it just skill issue?
The things I like with Western, I have wallpapers, so you can set up random wallpapers. I don't think I have actually. Okay, animated.
Now, I noticed that your Western is transparent.
Yeah.
Is that through Yabai or is that
No,
through Western directly?
through Western directly. Western.lua.
I like that.
Capacity.
I like that because I manage my transparency through, well, but still you need to
Yeah.
have Western on a single screen, right? Because if you have something in the same window that Western, if you have something in the back, you're gonna see that application, right?
Yeah, that's why I use Aerospace and not Yabai.
Aerospace, okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna start a debate then in aerospace.
Let
All
me
right.
show you the thing that I don't know, I cannot remember. I actually used this a while back, but you can actually set the wallpapers as your background image,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool, and then you can send the opacity to it and everything. But the thing that actually I used a lot is actually here, custom functions. I actually found a way that you can create split panes, create windows, tabs, workspaces, and everything. And then I created a small script. I don't have anything here, but because I used two screens, I could create the whole primary screen thing that I had to use, like all the tabs, all the new windows that I need to do. You just,
Mhm.
I think this is Lua table.
Okay.
You just enter your let me cannot remember actually. Yeah,
Oh,
you
hold
have
on.
cvd
We
command.
have a question in chat. Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Aaron is asking something. Just don't lose that thought. So we can
Okay.
go
Okay. I
back
won't.
there.
I won't.
Ghosty alt. You know, so there it works actually, Aaron. Let me show you my config real quick in Ghosty. Here's my Ghosty config, right? If I look for alt, this, you just have to enable this option, macOS option as alt, right? Because I use the left alt key, right? Because I speak in Spanish, so I need to type some symbol sometimes. So if I type alt N, gives me this symbol that I use for this letter, right? Or I need to use this symbol sometime, the tilde or whatever it's called in my language. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, right? But I do that with the left alt. And with the right alt, I do different stuff, right? I use right alt, for example, alt G to bring up LazyGit. We're updating to a new version of LazyGit which contains breaking changes. What is this?
Awkward. I mean, it's nice to get a warning.
Okay, yeah, it's just a warning. I'm just gonna wait for Folky to fix it and yeah, but yeah, I don't know if that's what you were talking about, Aaron. This macOS option as alt, just set it to right. And what else did I modify? Yeah, that's it. I even left a comment here, a detailed comment. And I also do that in Western. Where's my alt? Here. Send compose key when left alt is pressed. And I also do that in Alacrity, which is the one that I used before. Alt. Yep. This. I don't know if that's what you were referring to, but that's the way that I configure that. Okay, so continue. Why so serious?
Yeah, I wanted to show you this. So this is my like custom script for creating panes and everything in Western. So this was before I actually started using Tmux.
Okay.
You can actually so this will create one window. It will go to dotfiles. It will run Neovim. Then it will create a second pane. It will be left on the left side. You can set the size of it, and then you can create tabs on that window as much as you like.
Mm-hmm.
You got a typo on line 16. You got command instead of command.
Okay. Cool. 6.
Line 16. This is why I turned off
Okay. Okay.
I turned off relative line numbers. Like, it sounded like a really good idea at first, and then I realized I was never looking at them and saying like, oh, I want to go down 5 lines. It's gonna be way quicker to just like press J 5 times or hold it down.
Yeah.
And I tend to use like Control D and Control U to just like scroll up and down a little bit. I use Flash and search a lot and jump around.
Cool.
But yeah, I realized like I had the numbers there like changing all the time, relative line numbers, and it seems like such a great idea in theory, but I never use them.
Let me show you
use them a lot.
So again, took another page out of Josh Medeski's book, and he's super minimalist and he likes that. But yeah, just remove the line numbers. Like, I don't need them. If I want to go to a certain line, you can just do the line number and Shift J.
But there's something curious with that. I tried relative line numbers. I had them on by default. Then I disabled them, and then like this comment is like from 3 days ago. I said, "Fuck it, I don't need them," and I don't think I will ever enable them again. But if I open my key maps file, right? Look at the bottom of this thing. Look at the gutter. I have 4,000 lines here. So
4,000 lines.
Yeah. So this becomes bigger, right? Like this thing right here. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse or not.
So just turn them off. Do you care that you're on the 4,000th and 40 something line? Do you care?
So you don't have line numbers. You don't have line numbers at all.
I do have I just have in the column and the row in Mini
Show me. Why don't you show us? Why don't you show
Yeah.
us? Because I like seeing the line that I'm. I cannot think of it right now. Hold on. Why do I need the line numbers? Let me
Yeah,
think.
why do you need it?
Let
do
me
you need
think. There's a reason.
Like if you, I guess, okay, you're streaming, right? Like, and you're saying like, if someone, there's people who are using your exact config. So if you're like,
online this.
you online this, check
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That
Sure.
is useful. Online this. Yep. That's useful. But show me how you do it.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna.
I'm lost there already, man. What line are you
Next,
on? Like,
Toggle.
You don't have
Let's
numbers
go down there.
at all.
Yeah. So, if I do need them, line numbers. So, toggle L. Yeah, there you go. There they are. If I need them. But otherwise, so if you look in the bottom right, I don't know if you can see my mouse.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm on line 613, I think it is.
Oh yeah, I have that enabled as well, but I never use it.
Yeah, so I'm on line 613. Yeah, so you've probably got it in Lua line. Like,
Yep. I
Yeah.
got it
You have-
in Lua.
Let me check.
you know, so 612, I'm on line 612.
Yeah,
and
I have-
now I'm
yeah,
like
I have it.
column 30 something 24, you know. And then the other one is the search thing. So that's the snack words thing. I think it's highlighting toggle right now because that's what I'm on. Sometimes that's useful, but when you're searching through stuff.
I have to think about it. I have to think, do I really need line numbers, or can I just keep them in Lua line and just use them there? Because it would be cleaner, right? You looked at my file. It looks horrible when it's 4,000 lines. Or if it's a
Exactly.
10,000 line file.
But like
it's
if I
even-
care, there they are. You know, if I need them on.
And why
I
relative?
actually use a lot relative
just-
numbers.
You use them?
for
Why so
moving.
serious?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because I
Let's
have
see
a
it in
plugin.
action. Because
So I can
let's
turn
see.
them on if I need to, but I don't care that it's 600 and something lines in here.
Let's see how you use them.
I actually have a plugin called Hard Time that will disable you pressing J and K keys a lot. So if
I
I
have been
hold,
thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Punish
that
myself.
myself.
yeah, and I go to wait, I can actually enable it. Is it working? Yeah, awesome. So I can go 6 up, 2 down, 2 down, or something like that, because it's easier for me to do it like that. I don't know why, because if I do this, yeah, I cannot use J and K that much. I think even errors are disabled. Yeah.
And why do you do it that way? Like,
Because I think there's
because people in Reddit
you
say
have-
it, right? Because people in Reddit
Yeah.
say that you don't have to be using J and K too much. Is that why? Be honest.
No, because you have better ways of moving
Or
around in your
Primogen said
code
that.
Primogen
than
said that.
just
Is
using
it because of
using
Primogen said it?
JK.
No.
No,
Be
no.
honest.
No. I'm honest with you.
I'm playing with you, man. Yeah, but I heard about this plugin, and which one do you guys use to jump? Because the one that I use is
Flash.
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 Yeah,
Yeah, Flash.
but I never use it. Like, if I want to go to this no wait that you see there, right? It's really simple for me to just type S, no wait, or just no and type the letter K, and it takes me there. But I never use it.
Let me find
Let's say
a-
that
a
I'm
bigger
here.
file.
I would manually go and just do this. I know it's horrible.
I use search a lot, but also if you use search and you also have completions in your search, like your search bar
Show
or
us,
command
show
bar.
us. Show
Auto-completion,
us.
like Blink.
I don't. Yeah. I think Blink I've toned it down a little bit because it was driving me a little bit too nutty.
Yeah, too
But
much
like
suggestions.
most
too
of the
many
time, I'm
suggestions.
like, I can't remember like where the thing is, and it's
Mhm.
it's too much to like try and just read it on the thing.
Oh yeah, I use search
Right.
a lot as well. Yeah.
So I just use search, but you can see blinks come up, you know, with that. So if we really wanted to, I would complete it if I really wanted to like go specifically to that thing, you know,
Yeah.
instead of typing it out.
Yeah. I use search a lot too, and then I just type N to switch to the next
Yeah.
results. That's how.
Otherwise, yeah, like I said, I'm often just doing this, like I'm doing Control U and
That-
Control D, just to kind of
Yeah.
and you can see
I'm
it,
actually using that a lot.
it drives
Control
some
U,
people a little
Control
bit nutty, but I've got smear cursor, so it's not lag on the stream, and it probably
I
doesn't look that
found
great on the stream, but
I found
it's
out
fun.
about
It's got that.
smear cursor yesterday
Yeah.
because of Elijah from Harper. Have you heard about that? Why so serious? Have you heard about smear cursor?
Yeah, but I don't like it.
You
I
don't like
it to
it?
be fast. Yeah.
It was fun,
No?
like, because I've seen people using Neovite. Like, it's in
Neovite,
Neovite,
yeah.
right? By default,
Yep.
yeah. I
Neovite.
was like, oh,
I
that's
just
fun.
want to jump to the next line.
And
But-
I think it's also like my old man eyes. It helps sometimes.
See
like,
where the
if I'm
cursor is at.
if I'm switching to something,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I'm like, where am I again? Okay, yeah, I'm up there. Cool.
Now,
Like, it helps for
let's-
that.
Your animation is... can you just bring up search? Let me see how it animates.
Sorry.
Yeah, just... Oh, yeah, it
Yeah, like-
animates. Can you show me your settings for that smear cursor thingy?
Smear.
Yeah, because yesterday I just found out about this smear cursor thing yesterday because of Elijah,
maybe it's not in there.
the Harper guy. He's the one that showed me.
Smears in UI. Oh, that's my.
Oh, just
Very
the default.
customized
You don't
setup.
have any.
Yeah, I
Okay. Okay.
I've got everything. I don't know if you do this, but I have everything lazy loaded by
Mhm.
default. So I do have to put the event for everything, for every plugin that I
Oh.
customize.
Okay. So when does this load then? Like, when does smear cursor load?
Well, it's just very lazy.
Okay. And very lazy means that it loads when.
After anything that's not lazy, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, what have I got? That was relatively slow, 80 milliseconds. But
Mhm.
only 15 plugins are loaded out of 52.
80 milliseconds. Let's see. Let's compare
75. I'm just gonna see how high or low I can get it.
the average.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
I guess average about 80.
Okay. Now let's look at yours,
I think
Philip.
if I'm not watching YouTube, it's probably a little bit better. But
I don't know if I have.
Oh, you don't have a dashboard.
No, I have it, but I don't know if it shows the loading time. I don't think so.
just open lazy. I think it'll tell you. Just.
And where does it
another-
show
Is
it?
it
Another thing.
profile? Try profile. Shift P. Just sorry. Get out of your command line and just do Shift P.
Should be
There. 138.
lazy done. Yeah.
Start up 138.
You guys are
Yeah.
noobs. Let's see mine. Let's see.
I'm not running an M4,
Yeah.
Well,
but
but
you're loading more plugins,
look,
and you've got more plugins.
53 milliseconds. I'm the winner
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
But that's the way to get it down, right? Like if you lazy load everything, it makes a big
Yeah.
difference.
Actually,
Okay, so I'm loading
I won't
17.
be- I won't
how
see
many?
difference.
How many guys are you loading? Let's see. I'm loading 17 out of
15.
70. You 15, and you, Philip,
I probably 40 or something like that.
40, 40.
Let me see profile. Where does it? I think it's on the home. Yeah, 41 plugins loaded automatically.
Oh,
start.
okay. So it.
That's why probably. Yeah, I can
Oh,
probably.
but you're in a file. That's different because you're in a file. I'm in the dashboard, so when I'm in the dashboard,
Oh yeah.
they're not loaded yet. But if I open a Lua file or something,
Yeah, 38. Yeah, 38
Okay.
on dashboard.
okay.
I could probably
But
create
does it make a
some
difference?
lazy
Like,
loading.
would you spend your time trying to shave off a few milliseconds in
No,
the
I
start
don't
time?
think it really matters.
Yeah, and as long as you use decent plugins, they really care about, like the mini dotfiles guy, Echesnovsky, they all care about loading time. So as long as you use decent plugins, I think you should be good, you know.
Yeah, the cool thing that that I love with my config is this thing, dotfiles, where it says I actually have that dynamically created every time I open different directory.
Okay, so you know where you're at.
Yeah, for example, if I go
that's cool.
to... Oh, where do I go? Notes, maybe? No. Let me remember. Yeah. So I'm over here, and if I want Neovim, it will
Your
create
notes are
this.
called the never-ending hole.
Yeah.
What is that? Your notes?
Yeah, my notes. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what do you guys use as file explorers? Let's see. We still have to discuss about aerospace as well. But let's talk about file explorers.
Yazi. I think I showed mine, Yazi.
You okay? You use
I
Yazi
use it in Neovim as well.
in Neovim. Okay. Now,
Yeah, so if
okay.
I'm not switching with snacks picker
Uh-huh.
to find stuff, grep or buffer, then it's Yazi.
But
In Neovim, I'm actually using.
So either I grab something from there
This.
or or I just Yazi.
But don't you find it a little bit difficult that the key maps are not the same? Because that's the only reason
They are
why
the
I
same.
didn't switch
What do you
to
mean?
Yasi. Like if you want to copy, I'm really used to already using YY to copy, right? So I wish I could just YY a file and P it somewhere, right? Or DD a file, right? Because
It is YY, isn't it?
It makes sense.
or visual, right?
I mean, if I hit YY, it is gonna yank it.
Okay. And how do
And
you
then
select multiple
P.
files? Can
P
you
paste
V?
it. Like that
Can you
works.
V? Can you V to select multiple files?
Yeah, I think so.
We lost you there. You see?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No.
V.
Can you
Yeah.
select multiple files with V, or how do you select them?
Yep.
But
So
how? How did?
that purple line you see on the left of
Yeah,
those?
I see it,
selecting
I see it.
multiple files.
But how did you select them? Like with V or
You
like
press
in visual
V
mode?
to go into selection mode.
Oh, interesting. I have to give it a try. Okay, so if you select all of them.
So yeah, these are the key maps.
Mm-hmm.
So you wanted what? Select.
Yep. Select.
Oh, that's open. So. Oh yeah, exit visual mode or whatever.
Because this is what I'm talking about. Just let me show you something real
visual
quick.
mode. Yeah.
Let me show you something real quick. This is what I'm talking about. I'm in my .files here. Hold on, I have a lot of changes that I
Yeah.
haven't committed yet.
So for me, it made more sense that if I was using Yazi outside of Neovim, so therefore I only had to remember the key maps for Yazi to use it also in Neovim. Yeah.
Outside, yeah, that's a good point. I don't use anything outside Neovim. Outside Neovim,
But
I
otherwise,
just use-
mostly I'm using the snacks picker, right? It's only if I want to see the actual tree. And I do still have mini files if I want to do like batch rename. I use mini files for that.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm used to doing this in a buffer. I'm used to O for going to the next line and
Yeah.
Y, P and all that stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I use this, right? Because I just can grab all of these, right? And I just can Y them and I can just P them here, right?
Or
And,
delete them and move them and everything. Yeah.
And move them, delete them. The exact same thing that I do in a buffer in Neovim, I can do in mini.files. So that's why I didn't switch
And then you have
to
to
yes.
press what? Equals or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
then you
equals.
have to press. Well, in my case, I think I switched it to S for sync. I don't wanna mess
But
up.
S is substitute or something, isn't it?
What did I
So
do? Let
who's
me see.
changing? Who's changing cleanups now?
Yeah, Echesnavsky didn't like that. He didn't like that I modified the default key maps. He was because I created a video and he was like, "You should have left the default key maps." Hold on, where is my mini.files? Sync. Yeah, I use S because why? Why do you think that is? Because I'm one step ahead, right? Because equals is too far away for me, man. But S is in the
equals
home
is-
row,
I
right?
didn't
So
like it either.
yeah, so just
Well,
I don't
equals
even
for me
need
is not far away.
equals for you is not far away.
Yeah, it's under my pinky, I think.
Oh, but you have one of those weird like 10 keyboards,
No,
right?
no, it's not 10. No.
Yeah.
34. Yeah, 34.
34. How do you guys do it? How many keys is your keyboard, Emptyfull?
No, mine's. You guys will laugh, but it's at 95%. It's just a key cron.
Full
Like
size.
I'm more recent into the keyboard things. I haven't moved to a split or anything like that.
But it
So it's
has
a
all the
95.
keys.
I keep my numpad. I like my numpad.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah, I used to do a lot of spreadsheet stuff and
okay. Yeah, yeah,
having
yeah.
Numpad.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But you have numpad on the split keyboard too.
On the split keyboard? Meh.
Yeah,
But you have to
You
use a
don't, though.
layer.
you have.
And even just like I realize, like playing stuff on Steam.
Yeah,
A lot
that's
of
a
the time
different
they map separately to Numpad. And
Yeah,
so,
that's a separate
I mean,
thing.
you can
For gaming, it's not.
I know
Yeah,
you can force it, but yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
we have
gaming is a
Gorilla.
different thing.
We have Gorilla Mo here on stream. Gorilla is, I think, one of the Kulala maintainers. Is that right?
Yeah.
Gorilla?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
I'm using. That's awesome. I love
It's really cool plugin.
Share
It's
us.
it. Was that you were the one that
game
you were the
changer.
one that mentioned it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Who wants to share
Yeah.
about Kulala?
Oh, go to
Well,
go to
I
Philip's.
don't know if you guys have like work-related stuff in there. Like, just keep that in mind if you're gonna bring it up, and if you have.
Well,
don't know.
it's,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
an
probably
open
do.
API.
I think I turned off the HTTP REST. Probably.
Let me
Well,
check
see,
if
the nice
there's,
thing here. Oh
public
yeah, you showed
API.
yours.
Yeah,
Let me
just
just
make
find
sure you don't have
some-
any, I don't know, API.
Yeah, I have. I think Kulala and Vim. I think
But
it has. An,
I'll switch to Emptyfull,
example.
and you
Sure,
and you let me know when you're
Let me
ready,
just-
Philip.
sure.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't have my. I think it's
Yeah.
fine. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? What's the worst that could happen?
Well, no one's watching anyway, right? So it's not like the. I have no idea if someone is watching. Well, at least we know that Gorilla is there, and Rumen is there, Aaron is there. I don't know how
Yeah,
many.
so- I love having. So you wouldn't have seen it when it started up, but sorry, I'm using durenv. So this is when I can. You can have a .envrc file, and it just tells it load up my .env file, which I obviously won't show you on stream. But
Why?
you can see whenever I open a terminal, a shell, sorry, in somewhere that has this, you can see that it's exported some environment variables for me,
Mhm.
and then it means that they're nicely available whenever I come in here. So then you
Okay.
can just reference them like
Okay.
this. These are variables that you can use up there. This is a HTTP file, so you can see like down here in the bottom right, like you can get tree sitter and all that for HTTP files. That's nice. I could probably do this one that's already there, so it's just going to repeat it. This is a slow endpoint thing that's doing like all this automation stuff, so it's going to take a while, but you can see the little hourglass thing there. And
Okay.
then when it finally, unless I broke the thing somehow, one of my colleagues did. Yeah, there you go. So it's gone, and down here it's open up a split. You can have a floating window if you prefer that, and you can see. Probably should be careful about showing the headers. I don't know if that's got the API key. Verbose. You can have scripts and stuff. I think this one didn't. But yeah, so that's the response down there. It'll automatically format it with JQ if you got it installed, all that sort of stuff.
Actually, I'm actually using the floating.
Using the floating one, yeah.
Pane. Yeah,
I like just being able to leave it open here and then like quickly jump up
and
here.
move around
like,
somewhere else.
so
yeah.
up there I push something there, and then I think
Yeah.
it's this one will do a get on the thing that I just added, and that one was a bit quicker.
And with the floating
So
window,
this
what
one
happens if you
pushed and
close
then-
it, Philip? You just lose it, and you have to
yeah, you just lose it. Yeah,
But I've got
Mm.
so it's I think Shift R is all the default key maps. So like leader Shift R, like capital R, and then
Mhm.
these are all the other ones which is shown here. So you can just open it back up and then it's still there. And the really nice thing, which I haven't seen a lot of others implement, is that you can go back and forward through history. So this is going back to the previous one that I did. So that one I did, and then I can go forward again, and this is showing the second. So you can see just up here, it's got request 2 of 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can go
okay,
back through the
okay.
history,
Oh, okay.
which is really nice.
Through
And
the
then you can
different-
kind of chain them together, right? So that was I added something, but then this second one, was it this one? If I go back, oh sorry, I just hit enter and it went back to the file where I was editing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just send it again. Oh yeah, sorry, it is there. Yeah, PostScript output.
Yeah.
So you can have it do scripts. And because I'm a web dev, it's nice being able to just write a quick bit of JavaScript,
Yeah.
especially when you're dealing with JSON.
Yeah.
So I'm just console logging it, and I said, this is not very nice looking here, but JSON stringify, I'm throwing a few variables, like destructuring them into an object, and then saying,
I think you can
don't
also
do a
use
transform,
Lua
and
instead.
just... Yeah, and you can use Lua as well,
Yeah,
which I haven't
instead
tried
of
yet. But
JavaScript.
yeah, but I'm just more comfortable with JavaScript still at this point. But yeah,
Oh.
it's been really nice. Prior to that, I was using, is it in here? No. Hurl. So
I hope it's not a active one. I switched to the guest screen while you look for it. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably fine. You'd have to be behind like VPNs and stuff anyway, so
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah.
yeah.
Let us know when
Where's
you're
the-
ready.
I think these keys will all be gone anyway,
Okay.
but maybe I should.
Yeah, we're not looking at your screen right now. Okay. In the meantime, get that ready and let's look at what Philip has available.
Sure.
But yeah, it's great.
Okay. So this is almost everything I think I'm using. Yeah. Oh, the cool thing. I know you guys using session everything for changing sessions in Tmux and everything. I actually have a small script that. Wait, no. Yeah, it's over here. You actually have all the sessions created here, and you just select them. It's a small fuzzy finder.
Mm-hmm.
Find it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's over here. It's similar to the sessionizer from Primagen, but
Mhm.
I don't like to search all the directories and create session dot directory. I only need to have FCF to search all my sessions. Only that, and maybe delete them.
Mm-hmm.
Actually used, what's the name of the plugin? There was one plugin that I actually used. I think it's
SessionX?
Omerx. Yeah,
Oh,
SessionX.
Session
Yeah.
X by Omer. Okay.
Yeah. I like that plugin, but for some reason it was slow on starting and opening. Like I had to wait like a second to open it or something like that.
I think because it was just a wrapper around, was it shell scripts that just run the Tmux commands directly?
Probably.
Yeah. Whereas I think
That's why I switched to this. It was easier and faster.
yeah, I mean that's fine. It does the job.
I actually think the SessionX is probably also just FCF finder, sorry, F0 picker, and that's it. And it has wrappers around bindings and everything.
It had preview as well, didn't it?
Yeah, but I actually disabled the preview because again it was slow because of that.
And what do you? So well, this is for Tmux, right? You're using this in Tmux. Are you using the Primagen's Tmux sessionizer then, or?
It's something. Yeah, the base of the code is from his script, and I
Okay.
just changed a little bit of things.
You changed that a little bit. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because over here, if I delete this,
Mm-hmm.
this line is actually, it needs to disable to show, sorry, all the sessions, but I don't want to show the current session I'm in because I don't want to switch to the current one. So this
Mhm.
line is just to delete the current session from the list. This one.
And how do you switch between sessions, Philip? Like,
I have two ways to do that. I
Show us.
have this one, so
Okay.
just a picker one, or let me find it. Tmux. Where is it? Key bindings over here. So I have key bindings in Tmux. For example, I think it's Alt S. I have Alt S and then another letter. So Alt S in my head means session. So I
Okay.
press Alt S session, and then if I want to go to notes, I press Alt S N. Sorry, Alt S N. No, Alt S N. Yeah, I go to the notes. If I want to go to the dot files, I press Alt S D. And if I want to switch back and forth, it's Alt space
Mm-hmm. Okay. On
between the
space.
previous
Okay.
and the last. Yeah,
Yeah.
between
To
the
switch
previous
to
and
the
the last
previous
session.
session. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
it's actually this
doing
one here.
you can do something there because typing Alt S and then the session name, it's a little bit well, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be done. But what I do to make that a little bit simpler, if if you jump to my screen right now,
Yeah.
where's OBS? There it is. Okay. Let's see. Can you guys share your keyboard layout? I mean, probably the layers you use.
Yeah,
Do you
sure.
guys want to share?
Yeah, yeah. I actually
Alright.
have a whole repo for that.
Yeah, you guys get that ready. I have my layers. Where do I have them?
Actually, let me set up my camera.
Let me show you what I have. Hold on. Layout editor. I don't use anything special. I don't use layers because I use my laptop keyboard a lot. So I need to have the same speed on my external keyboard as on my laptop keyboard. So I just don't use layers at all. Let me see, why is this thing which one is it? 1280? This one? Yeah, this is the layout that I'm no, I changed something because I have a repo. I think I have it in GitHub already. But basically, this is what I have. This is my main layer. I use the thumb keys a lot, but I just use them for other stuff, right? So left shift, I have it there, but it's complicated because if I type left shift, it's actually going to do something in the background and it's going to switch to the alternate Tmux session. But this is still shift, right? So it's not a special key or anything. It's just shift. Escape, I have it here. And in the other layer, this other layer, I never use it. I have this, but I don't know. The last time that I used this other layer was like 3 months ago. I never use it, to be honest. The only layer that I use is this one. And it's just because I want it to be the same as with my laptop keyboard, because I want to be as fast there. You guys want to show yours?
Sure.
Okay, let me switch to yours, Philip.
Okay. So this is my current setup with my mouse. Okay, it's here. I'm using, I don't know if you're seeing my camera now.
We can see it a little bit. Yep.
Okay, this is my current main keyboard, is the sweep. That's the name of it. It has 34 keys. And the layout of it, if you can go back to the screen after you're done.
Yep.
Okay, this is the basic layout. So I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layouts on the keyboard. The basic one, I'm still using QWERTY because it's really hard for me to switch to another layout like Colmec HD or something like that. I wanted to try a smaller keyboard, probably, I don't know,
Even smaller.
28 keyboards. Yeah,
Why?
there's a guy that's using 28 keyboards and I really like it and it's really cool, but for 28 keys you need to learn an alternative layout so you can use it, because you cannot use it on you cannot use QWERTY on that. You can, but you need to have a lot of combos, and combos are cool, they're great, but sometimes it's just really hard to learn them all. I only have, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 combos. So the combo that I have, these 2 keys, actually you can see on the picture over here. So these 2 keys is escape. These 2 keys is the single quote. These two keys is the backspace, and if you press this and this key, is caps word. What does it mean? Let me show you.
So you press it at
Caps
you
word.
press them at the same time?
Yeah. And now it's on.
Mhm.
And you can write uppercase letters. You can change them, not change them. Sorry, to change them. And if you press, I think it's space or escape, it will stop. So it's useful for writing constants or something like that. You don't have to hold shift or turn on caps lock and turn it off. It's like a smart caps lock.
Interesting. So I like that idea of pressing two keys at the same time and something else shows up. Okay. And okay, that's one of the
I
layers.
have a dedicated. Yeah. That's actually I have that combo on every layer, not only the first one. You can set up that you actually can have different combos on different layouts. So you can have a combo on the default one. For example, these two keys is escape on the default layout. On the symbol key symbol layer, if you press these two keys, it can be another key. You can even create something like that. This is my symbol layout. It's not optimized in a way that people usually optimize their keyboards for symbol layers, navigation, everything. This is I will say optimized, but only for me, because this is I only know this layout, for example. As you can see, I don't have the number rows at all on my keyboard.
So how do you type the numbers? You have another layout?
Yeah, I have a numbers layout. Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually, I press and held these two keys and I have numbers on the top. You can actually, I could actually move these keys to a numpad. So, for example, these keys will be a numpad, or these keys can be a numpad, or these keys can be a numpad, whatever you like. Oh, sorry, you didn't actually saw that. Sorry. These keys can be
numpad. In a
numpad.
tiny little circle.
Yeah.
Now it's better. Now it's better.
Yeah, these keys can be a numpad, or these keys can be a numpad, or those keys can be a numpad, whatever you like. Zim key is really powerful finder for keyboards.
Now,
I like it more than QMK.
No, I have a question. Why do you go through all this pain? Is it just because you want a small keyboard, or what's the reason?
I will show you.
Yep.
This was my first keyboard.
Okay, let
I
me
think
see.
it was called soft
first keyboard?
RGB. Yeah, not first split keyboard. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
It even
Okay.
you see, I cannot put it in the frame how big it is. I figured out I don't really need this upper layer at all.
What is that layer? Numbers or
That's
function?
numbers.
Numbers. Okay.
Because if I held this key, for example, I have to move all the way up there to press them. But if you press a layout key, for example, this is a number layout or anything like that, you just move one key up and you have everything. Just one key up. Instead of reaching all the way to the top.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because mine has the numbers all the way up there,
and even has function keys.
Yeah, I don't use the function keys. Well, sometimes I lower the volume with F9 and F10. I lower the volume. That's
I have that too. For me,
but you have to press like 4 keys, right?
No. Wait, yeah. I just press this key, and this is lower volume.
Okay.
This is volume up. This is volume down. Did I play music? Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, we don't hear it here.
Up. No. Stop. Sorry. No. This is, I think I'm playing music now. So you just only press one key to get to the media keys, and that's it. You don't have to move your fingers or reach out to the F row or number row or something like that.
Okay. And what
After
about you?
that, I moved to this one.
Okay. Okay.
After the shuffle one, I think it's called shuffle. I forgot the name. This was cool. Yeah.
Still too many keys.
Yeah.
Too many?
More pain.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
too
need
many.
this one. This one row. Not at all. It's just yeah. I don't need this row over here, and I don't need another thumb key.
Okay.
It was because see.
Okay. So you saved a few keys. What, 4 keys?
Yeah. Yeah.
And why?
I
But-
actually. Yeah, I know. I actually have to type more keys now, but I don't have to move my hand from the home row at all.
Okay.
And
It's
everything
similar-
is one key away.
It's similar to my hyper sublayers because I have to type 3 keys to do everything, to switch between my layers and all, to switch between my apps, Tmux sessions and all that. My grandmother. But yeah, I don't know. It seems complicated. What about you? Do you have a special layout, Ian?
So like I said, I'm still using a keychron, like old QWERTY, not split. Still have a numpad, which I regularly use. I will unfortunately still touch the arrow keys here and there. I at least know where the volume keys and stuff are. And there's a knob if I really need to play with something. That's what she said. That's it.
Oh man. Okay.
Otherwise, like the only thing I've done is change caps lock to be hyper, so Command Control Option Shift when I hold it, and then otherwise escape when I tap it.
Mm.
So, and then I've done that with Carabiner
Yeah.
elements, so it'll work on my
On the
laptop
laptop,
keyboard as well.
yeah.
So,
I prefer to keep the layout just default and do everything in Carabiner so that I can use both the desktop keyboard, the external one, and the laptop keyboard. It's just my preference, but makes sense. Now, I think we've been here for quite some time. Let's start wrapping it up, and we can meet another day if you guys have time, right? But
so quickly, you've mentioned Better Touch Tool,
yeah.
but you do also use Carabiner.
Yep. Let me show you that real quick because it's
I
a
don't
little
know
bit.
like the difference or what.
It's a little bit confusing.
Why
So
use one or the other?
So I have a key map. I could do this with Sesh, and that's what Sesh is for. But I did this before I knew that Sesh existed. So if I type hyper-te, takes me to my rules.cs file, right? So this is my Carabiner file. But let me show you the things that I call Better Touch Tool for, right? If I type here btt, right? All of these are Better Touch Tool commands. For Tmux, I use them a lot, right? So all of these are for SSH, to SSH into multiple devices. So if I type hyper-EH, it's gonna SSH into a device. Hyper-EJ, it's gonna SSH into this other device. But create a Tmux session and SSH into the device, right? But the way that I do it this way with Better Touch Tool is because it's simpler, right? So let me show you. This is gonna make sense in a little while. What is this? Okay, this for example. If I type hyper-st, I get this FCF menu. Some scripts that I need to execute sometimes. This is something relatively new that I added to my config, right? If I need to switch the OBS scene type, scripts that you run all the time, you need to run this yabai script in addition every time the yabai updates. So I just have it here. So I don't have to go and do the Control R to go into my FCF history. No, I just have the scripts that I need to execute often in this place, right? So I call Better Touch Tool for those. But it's gonna make more sense with Tmux. Where's Tmux?
So does it run shell scripts all the time? Like I can see you got kind of like a.
Oh yeah, I have shell
You're
scripts
calling
here.
open, and
then you call the Better Touch Tool action. Let me show
it's
you.
like a, what do you call it, deep link or whatever it's called into the app, but then it runs.
It runs something.
Okay. Shell scripts.
I could probably do it with Mac OS scripts. What are those called?
Apple
OSA,
script,
Apple scripts, you know, but
Apple scripts.
yep. It's just simpler. Let me show you the Tmux stuff that I have going on. Let's see.
I think
Because you can
actually
also,
have
like
even
raycast,
simpler
you can
ones.
have, yeah, raycast you can just run shell commands as well.
Yeah, I do that with raycast as well, right? So I have my raycast sublayer here, right? And R is for raycast, and I have all of these different keys. I use just a few of them. I use J, K, L, and semicolon. These are the ones that I use. No, basically just these three. YouTube. I use this a lot. That's the way that I bring this up. If I type hyper RY, is when you guys see this in my videos, right? This YouTube thingy. But the reason that I call better touch tool, let me see, where's Tmux? The Tmux session here. So this is how I switch to the sessions that I use the most, right? So hyper TH is for my home session. Hyper TJ is for my dotfiles. Hyper TE is to go back to this file, right? So what I do is each one of these calls better touch tool, and better touch tool, what it does is just run the Tmux commands, right? So basically, where is it? Tmux. I want to go to my daily note. Now, let's say this hyper TE, which is the one that I'm on. The only thing that better touch tool is doing is focusing the app. So notice that it shows ghosty. It runs control B, which is the Tmux prefix key, and then it runs this too, which is going to switch to that session using the Primeagen's Tmux sessionizer thing. The cool thing about this is that I don't have to be on the terminal, right? If I'm on the browser and I want to go to my notes, right? I don't have to jump first to the terminal, then to my notes, right? Because I could jump to the terminal, then bring up sesh, and then go to my notes. That's like 3 steps, but I can run it from here. If I just run hyper TU, it's gonna directly take me to my notes with a single key press. Well, it's 3 keys that I pressed, but you get the point, right? So
I think you can do that with what was the name of the? There was one thing that was using similar to that. Let me find it. Do we still have it?
Yeah, so you
I
have it run like multiple things in a row. Do you have to configure it through the UI in Better Touch Tool, or can you do that?
no, you can
From
do
a
it
file.
with I have it in my dot files actually. So if you go to my dot files and you look at my this, I don't think I have it updated. If you want to go through the pain of doing it here,
Oh, damn.
Oh,
you could.
really? Then
But I just uploaded it to my dot files. So if you just download it and import it to your Better Touch tool thing, you will at least have, well, you'll have all this stuff that you don't need, you know, but and I do a lot of stuff with Better Touch tool, right? If I want to select the last command in the terminal, it's like macros basically that I run. So this switches
my
to
God.
ghosty.
yeah.
It runs this Tmux prefix thing to select, then quits, then runs the Tmux prefix thing. This is Tmux copy mode, this key here.
So,
Okay.
so it's literally just typing for you.
It's
right?
typing
like it's
for
switching
me.
to apps and typing for you.
That is correct.
That's bananas.
No, but it works. It works. How would you go to your notes? How would you go to your dot files? From the browser with a single key press from here, right? Hyper TJ, my dot files. If I'm in the browser, hyper TU, my notes. You notice how fast that is? So you can jump really quickly to where you want, and you don't have to be in the terminal. That's the nice thing about it.
Yeah,
I think you can do that a little bit simpler than you have done.
You guys think so? Well, if you guys know how I can make it simpler, let me know, because that's the goal, right? I just want to
One
simplify
thing.
it.
You
Yeah.
can use your keyboard.
So
You can chain all those things in the keyboard.
There
no,
is a
no, 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 no.
sesh.
But you mean in the firmware, the keyboard firmware,
Yeah.
right? No, because
Yeah, that's what he
if I
said. He
jump,
doesn't want to do that because he wants to do it on
if
his
I'm on the
laptop.
laptop, I
I
can do the
know.
same thing. Yeah, yeah. If I'm on the laptop, I can do the same thing because using better touch tool, and nothing changes, right?
Yeah.
Carabiner,
I know
better touch tool.
Sesh has a Sesh has a raycast thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I noticed. I installed it. Yep.
So, and because it has a raycast thing, you can also deep link these as well, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
From Carabiner to this, right?
yeah, how do I... Oops. Oh, sorry, it's come on the thing. So you
Yeah.
can, yeah, I think you can deep link those. So you could do the same thing and like chuck it in for something and say like, I want you to open specifically that session with just whatever key map. So you could do that direct. I don't know if you can do it directly in Raycast. I guess you could do it from somewhere. Carabiner.
Yeah, I call from
Or better
Carabiner
touch tool,
to Raycast stuff.
Yeah,
But I
that's
do
right.
other.
You show that. So
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
yeah, so you could do that.
I thought about this months ago. Well, when did I thought about this better touch tool thing? When I started creating videos, I think that I had it already back then, maybe like a year ago. And this is what came up at that time. It's like when you start coding, right? The first time is not gonna be perfect, but it worked at that time. And I know I have to move to something simpler. I wish I could get rid of better touch tool, you know?
You don't manage Yabai, right? You
No.
only use it.
I only use Yabai so that it maximizes my window. That's it. Yabai is not
How do
doing
you
anything.
do that?
The you mean if I wanted to put screens on different desktops or
No,
something,
no, no,
or
no, no, no. Do you have a key map to tell Yabai to maximize the current window?
no. It's always
You don't
the
have
size.
You don't have any key shortcuts for Yabai.
Nope, not at all. Yabai is always this size, and that's the only thing that it does. It just
So you
puts
never use the other tool that people usually use for Yabai to.
SKHD.
Yeah.
But that would replace Carabiner. That is like a keyboard mapper type of thing, and Carabiner
But
works
you can.
fine for me.
I think. Yeah, but I think you can. With that tool, you can actually run terminal commands, and you can actually open. You can focus Ghosty with it and run commands. I think.
Run
But I
commands.
don't know if. Yeah, but I don't know if you can chain multiple key presses like you do in better touch tools. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, let me see if that works. Let me see. I modified my terminal, so this is not gonna work. But what was it? Terminal select last command. Because I even search for the text. If you notice here, notice that this is the search command, right? So I search for this dot at dot. So I search for that and then I select. But it's quite useful. Hold on. It's not gonna work because I modified my Starship prompt. But let's see, where is
See,
it?
you're delaying constantly by 0.1 seconds, so you know
Yeah,
all those
but-
milliseconds add up.
Yeah.
But
All those 100 milliseconds add up. So
but all
mean-
the seconds that I saved because of that,
because
you know,
I can
it's a win.
hyper W to get to Wes term, Command J to open up Sesh, and if I press D, dotfile should be first. So you know, like if I was doing that a lot,
Yeah.
I'm not. Like I do it a bit, but not that much. I don't need to get there in less than a second, but I could probably with practice.
Yeah, but you get used to it. I got used to getting to where I want really fast, and now I just cannot use something else, right? If I need to SSH, even SSH to a device, right? So Hyper EJ.
Yeah, I think
I'm there.
because you're recording what you're doing, right? Like people don't want to wait around for you to be wait, where's that
imagine-
window? I'm gonna drag it over here. Yeah,
If
that's
I have to change the scenes right now, right? By using the sublayers, I can quickly jump to this screen, my screen, or this other one. And all of those are Carabiner shortcuts using the hyper sublayer, right? So I just got used to it. So it doesn't matter if it's OBS, if it's Tmux, if it's to switch between apps. I do the same thing to switch between apps, right? Or I don't know. Got used to it. I learned them already, so I'm fast. So let's discuss one last thing before we
Sure.
wrap it up about window managers in Mac OS. So Philip, you use Aerospace. What do you use?
Yeah.
Emptyfull.
I don't. Just
You don't.
raycast.
Okay,
I
just
switched
raycast.
apps and raycast.
Okay, now show us how you do it. Let's start with Emptyfull. How do you switch
Sure.
between apps? So you're in your terminal.
Again, it's just hyper W would open Where'sTerm, and if it's already
Mhm.
open, it'll hide it.
Okay.
Hyper O for Obsidian. So there you go.
Okay.
Put a bunch of the Kalala stuff in there. So I'm just most of the time everything is full screen. I just don't have Where'sTerm full screen because I wanted to leave space for the chat. But otherwise, usually I just do everything full screen, same as you. I do have the laptop open for the camera, and then just because I'm constantly in video meetings and haven't got a webcam yet, but also usually it's just Slack is on my laptop screen, and so I'd also have a key press for that, so I don't have to like move my mouse over to the other screen. I'll just do that and then use all the keyboard shortcuts in Slack. But usually it's only Slack or like a video call on my laptop screen.
Oh, you
Otherwise,
don't have a
everything
lot.
else is on the main
Yeah, you
screen.
don't have a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even a big screen, so like it's
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed that people use just a few applications, but I use a lot. To edit video, I have to open Recut, then I have to open DaVinci. I have key maps for those, so I have to jump there. I have to jump there. I don't know. I use a lot of apps.
Yeah,
I think
I've got
too many.
most of the time it's Where'sTerm, Slack. I will use Figma for some stuff for web dev, Obsidian
Ligma.
for notes. I got HyperN for just like raycast
For
notes.
raycast
That's
notes.
just for my to-do
Okay.
list that just goes on top of everything, and then same again to hide it.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember. There's probably a couple of other ones.
How do you
But I
put them
can't
in
remember
full
their-
screen mode? Like if you wanna have an app in full screen, do you do it with Raycast or?
Yeah, just raycast. So it's just the
Oh.
window management ones. So most of the time, it's only usually full screen is. I can't even remember. I just do it automatically. What Control Shift Option Enter, and then I'll use this one, which is the almost full screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the
okay.
one that I did before, just to give the chat a little bit more room.
Okay, so that's with Raycast then.
Yeah. And then like on the off chance that I do need it, like split, it's what I don't know, Control Option Command.
Yeah, that's
errors
built
or
in, I
something
think,
like that.
into Raycast.
Yeah, it's probably one of the built-in ones. And the raycast one is nice compared to some of the other options like rectangle and spectacle and stuff, because you can do this like you can go between half, 2/3, 1/3,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think I've got another one to just like send it over to the other
To the other desktop, to the other screen.
yeah. So I think that's hyper.
I need that.
So
I need
jumped
that
over.
because I never used two monitors, but now that I'm doing this interviews and this type of thing, I need to have two screens, right? Because
So
I
you're
need
not
to look at
switching
what's
all the
going
time,
on.
yeah.
I need to have a way to move applications, but I can do it with Raycast then, right?
Yep. So you go window and you can go move. Change. Oh, what's the next desktop? There you go. Next and previous
Interesting.
desktop. So then
I
you
like
can
that.
just,
I like that.
So Command Shift comma opens the settings for whatever you had open in Raycast. By the way, that's a handy tip. But yeah, so next display. Sorry, there's desktop if you use spaces, and then next display.
Oh, okay. Next display is the one that I'm looking for.
So
Yeah,
next
makes
display,
sense.
previous display, and then apparently I have more. What's this one?
Okay.
Control.
Yeah, I don't know. I use Yabai. I love Yabai, and
Reasonable size.
okay.
Interesting one. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, and what about you, Philip? Show us what you got. Why do you use
Okay.
Aerospace?
I actually used Yabai before,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't like that Yabai forces you to use the built-in macOS workspaces. So I really don't. Where is it? I think I have it disabled or no? No, I don't have it. It forces you to use something like this. So desktop 1 or desktop 2. I really dislike that because you have a delay. You have this.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like it, and you don't even have an option to. You have. There's an option to disable it.
You have to turn
But
off all
it's-
the animations and motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually I think I have it. This is the best one that you can have. This slow change is the best one that you can have. And Aerospace actually forces you to use one macOS workspace, but it creates virtual workspaces for you. So I have like C, F, M, P, T, and W. For example, on my T, that's my terminal. On my P, that's my like personal stuff. My personal browser, for example. On M is music. F is like fun. C is like chat
Fun?
applications.
We know what that means. Just don't
No,
switch
it's
to
not
that
that.
one.
Mute.
Just don't switch
I
to
will
that one
switch to
because
it then.
he probably has like two videos split screen, one next to each other, and just
I'm not gonna.
man. No.
And W is work-related stuff like browser and everything like that. Whatever I need for work, but all applications are there, and I mostly use, like you said, one application per workspace, and it's always full screen. So I rarely use split like this. I actually use accordion, so something like this, and I just change the applications back and forth if I need to.
Okay. So which desktop are you on right now? T is for what? Terminal.
Terminal, yeah.
Okay.
If I go to personal, that's my browser, for example.
Okay.
And if I open another one, and I usually do this, so I have two browsers, but they're behind each other.
How? Okay, you have and what manages that? This is like an accordion mode or something for the browsers?
Yeah, accordion mode. Yeah, accordion mode.
But
you
why
have,
did it open it like that and not next to each other?
You have a setting for that. Let me show you. There's a key map, I think. Aerospace.
So if it's the same app, it shows it like that in accordion mode, but if it's different apps, it opens it one to next to each other?
You said that. No. You said that per workspace. For example, let me show you. So this is currently accordion mode. I can move to split mode. What is it? Yeah, this is split mode now. And every application will open in a split.
In that workspace.
Yeah, but I can change that to accordion mode. Now is accordion mode.
Okay, I see.
And the cool thing is, with Aerospace, you actually can. I don't know the shortcut for this because it's a little bit complicated, and I don't use it that often. You can join these two windows and split them separately against this one.
Oh, like have them in accordion group, those two and the other one.
Yeah, those two can be in accordion group, and this is and then this window and those two windows are in a split layout.
Okay.
And the cool thing, I think a couple of days ago, there was a new release of Aerospace, and they actually moved to threaded processing now. It's before it was single process only.
Okay.
And
but,
that's why
okay,
people saw those freezes when they switched from one workspace to another, because if one process takes a long time to complete, Aerospace will freeze because of that. But with this new release, you don't have any issues like that anymore.
Now I have a question then. Why do people use BSP? Like, your screen is small. Let's say you're working on a laptop, right?
Okay.
Why do you use BSP? Like, why can't you use a full screen app all the time? Like, I don't know. I'm skeptical about BSP. The split layout, I use it sometimes if I need to see two screens at a time. For example, I'm reading some documentation and I writing code at the same time, and I need to glance at the documentation for
just a second or something like that, for
Mhm.
example.
Okay. And why cannot you switch? Why cannot you switch between the two apps? Like, hold on, let me see. If I'm here, right? Let's say that I'm writing the documentation here, and I'm copying the documentation from here,
No,
right? Like, why
that's if you're
can't?
copying. If you need to interact with the other window, I'm saying that I need to see the other window, but I don't have to interact with it. I just need to see it. To see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Le-
I'm a web dev, so occasionally I'll have
Yeah.
browser on one side, code on the other, right? Like, and
For
you change
example, I will
something, you see it
have.
update straight away.
Yeah.
I have to become a web dev and understand BSP and see if it makes sense. Because, well, I don't do web dev. Could be that you guys are right.
Let me show
But
you.
yep. Let's see.
PayPal.
Because I'm used to one application on the screen at a time, and it works fine. I can quickly switch between these two, right? There's no delay, nothing. It works fine. And some other thing that I don't understand is workspaces. Because if you guys follow my videos, you know that I just switch between the apps, right? So I'm on the browser right now,
Same.
right? I'm gonna switch to the terminal, and you're gonna see no animation, right? There may be a delay, I think, but no, I'm not that fast to notice it, right? So browser, terminal, browser, terminal, YouTube, terminal again, browser, full screen, right? Occupying the entire screen. So I don't know. If you use BSP, for sure, you have to be managing stuff in different desktops because you cannot have all of them in the same desktop because it's gonna be a mess. But if you use one application on the screen at a time, you don't have to worry about anything at all, any rules at all. And you just switch between your apps and that's it. You know, you just turn your computer on, everything works. So I don't know.
This is maybe a bad example, but for example, let's say I'm writing some API for Stripe. I want to connect to Stripe for something, and I have to see the documentation on the right side, and I'm writing the code on the left side. I don't need to interact with this page at all, but I need to see it while I write the code.
Okay. You just have to scroll on that, but you still have to scroll on that page, right?
Eventually, but I'm not copying or something like that. I could actually go and
I have to do
Where is
web
it?
dev, and I cannot
Yeah,
tell you guys
if-
right now. It's like if I come and try to talk to Josh about Emacs and tell him Emacs is not good. No, I don't have the knowledge and the experience yet, but I will, and I'll let you guys know. You guys are wrong, or you guys were right, right? Yeah, but I've noticed that a lot of people that do web dev like to do this. Do you do splits as well like this, Emptyfull?
Like I said, it would only be like most of the time I'm full screen everything. It'll only be if I need to see like what's happening in the browser while
Yeah.
I'm changing the code
Mm-hmm.
in Neovim. But then even then, like it's pretty rare. Like a lot of the time I'll jump into the browser and use the browser dev tools, which is why I still need to stick with a Chromium browser because I just like the dev tools there.
yeah, it's better.
But I'll just like open the browser dev tools, so the browser needs to be full screen, and sometimes I want more space then, and I'll like hide the sidebars and everything, which is also good in Vivaldi. So it's very rare, yeah. Or like, like I had like someone's resume open when I was about to interview them, and I'll put in some notes or something on the other side or something like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
All right.
it's
All
pretty
right,
rare.
guys.
But yeah, I also command tab everywhere and just switch between apps.
Command tab, yeah.
I
I
don't
do
use
that.
extra workspaces. I was
I do
going to
that a
try
lot.
Stage Manager because Josh keeps going on about Stage Manager, but same thing. It has the animation that it was driving me nuts. So I was like, I didn't see the point.
Okay. So Mira says there that she also likes split windows. Let me see. I'm looking at the chat here. Do not programming, just like having the two windows I work in front of to focus. That's the thing, that how many things can you focus and how many things can you focus at once? One. Yeah, that's correct. So even if in my screen right now, correct? I'm in my terminal. I'm looking at my terminal right now. If I switch to Skitty Notes, I'm looking at Skitty Notes. I don't even know what's happening in my terminal, and I don't care, right? But I don't know. I cannot focus on two things at a time. Just one. But I like to have Skitty Notes there because it's useful, right? If I'm doing a video,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? I think but it's a small screen, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I have no idea. But
Yeah, I don't think you can actually do the notes with aerospace like you do with Yabai.
oh yeah.
Because aerospace doesn't have a specific to assign the window size to a specific place on the desktop. I don't think you can actually do that with aerospace at the current moment.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I tried.
I mean, actually, now that I think maybe you can, but I don't know if you can do that in the Neovim file, but you have to do that manually.
Yeah.
Like I showed you before, you can have two windows in a separate layout on the one screen.
Mhm.
So something is in the accordion layout, something is in a split layout. And the cool thing with aerospace, it actually works okay with two monitors because, for example, my F workspace is currently on my iPad, and that's where is the chat, Discord, and our current session is open. So I can really move one click over there, and my mouse moves also with me, which is cool.
Yeah, have to think about aerospace. Well, if Yabai is discontinued, I will for sure switch to aerospace, I think. I'm not sure.
I
I just hope.
don't think they will go deprecated.
Yeah, hopefully not. And okay, so how long has this been? I think we've been on this for a couple of hours now. Is there something else you guys want to share before we end the call today?
I don't know.
I can share
Uh,
my dot
the only other
files.
Yeah, the only other thing I do is I also have key maps. I think they're Where'sTerm key maps, but it'll be like open a new Tmux window with a specific thing. Also stolen from Josh Medeski, so you should check his dotfiles out as well. But like command, I'll just show you again. So I'm in Command G. It'll open a new window with LazyGit. So I know lots of people like to do it
From Neovim. Yep.
from Neovim. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know what the thing is.
Mm-hmm.
What is in here? GG?
Yeah.
LazyGit.
GG. Yep.
But then it's like smaller. I mean, it does look nice, I guess.
But you can make it bigger. That's what she said. And I did it. I did it bigger. I made mine bigger.
Yeah, but I just like having it. I don't know. I just like having it here, and then I kind of leave it open, and then I'll like update stuff. And then I don't. Oh, that's gonna break everything. I'm not gonna do that now. But I like having it open and just keeping track. Like I just switch, because I got command numbers to switch the windows. Tmux
Okay.
windows.
Yeah, command numbers.
So I
Yeah.
just jump to those, and then like
Oh, that's actually.
have a terminal and stuff.
Now the command numbers, is that done through
And then-
WhySoSerious? In the WhySoSerious configuration?
That's
Command 1,
Tmux.
2, 3?
Oh, sorry, Tmux and
Yeah,
then
because Tmux only accepts the prefix.
So Tmux. Where's my keys?
Send keys or something.
Probably, yeah. Maybe find
No,
lazy
sorry.
git or something.
Yeah, sorry. No, it would be Where'sTerm.
Yeah.
So this was all stolen from Josh again. He
So you're scavengers, just like the Discord group, right? You like scavenging, right?
So he
Sometimes.
made a few.
Sometimes.
This is the beauty of Where'sTerm, right? Like it's all Lua. So he made a few little helper functions, like one for command
that's
key,
nice.
and then specifically because this was his use case, and then I kind of stole that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically doing a command key that will do
As a prefix.
Tmux key prefix.
Interesting.
So Control B. So I haven't changed that from the default.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I love
And then
WhySoSerious.
whatever key you send to it, right?
Okay.
So-
Interesting. I have to
so
do
if I
that
go
in
down
Better Touch
here-
Tool. So you do it in
Yeah, exactly. Think about so here it's just like.
but you
we
cannot
just
run
use
it
that
from your
helper.
browser. Let me see. Let me see how you run it from your browser. You can't.
Sorry. Well, if I'm in my
Just
browser, then I just hit Hyper W and I'm back in my terminal.
and then you have to run the key map.
Or
Too many
realistically, I'm
steps.
switching between
That's
my
like a
browser
second
and
already
stuff, so
lost.
it's Command Tab. Yeah. So yeah, so they're just here, right? Like, so it's prefix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But then you can see like, so my biggest issue here is now like, if I want to do something in Tmux, I have to find something that's free.
Yeah.
Hence why there's all these weird ones, right?
Yep. Yep.
But that's fine. Like, and then I've put these, I think, mostly in alphabetical order. But yeah, so Command G was lazy git, Command Y is Yazi.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice and quick as well to open that up.
Mm,
But
Actually-
otherwise, yeah, but
I
otherwise
actually
I would
open
do
it
it
for Neovim.
inside.
you use it from Neovim, right, Philip?
Yeah, actually, I had a plugin. I don't know
Yeah.
why I use it because I didn't think of it before. There was a plugin for like term toggle, something like that was called, and you can open terminal from Neovim. And I actually a couple of days ago, wait, why I'm doing this? Because I have Tmux, and I can run Tmux from Neovim, and I just switched to that, and I have one less plugin now.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is also handy as well. I think this might have been from the docs from Tmux Navigator, but this crazy thing, which I don't understand at all, but you can check if you're actually running in nvim or vim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever the rest is, I don't know. You can see all the optionals, so optional N, optional M, so even if you're running vi or vi or whatever you call it, and then I guess there must be another version where X is on the end, but these ones will only fire if it's in a Vim thing, right? So I think, and you can see it's doing send keys, so this will run
keys, okay.
like whatever my key map is in Neovim, so leader, E, leader, comma, to run those. Oh, I haven't even you can see I haven't even updated this, like, it's Yazi, but yeah. And then this was close the buffer, force close the buffer, and then I think I maybe had one. I think I have one as well for like Command S, because Command S in other apps on Mac OS is save. So I have that, like, do escape W, you know, or colon W or whatever. But yeah, so it's cool that you can do this kind of thing just with Tmux, and then I will also do that in Where'sTerm. Oh yeah, so there's the save one. I think I just did that directly in here. But
Yeah.
there's a few other ones where the Where'sTerm one will trigger the corresponding Tmux one.
I'm not using. I didn't
down
use
here.
Where'sTerm to its fullest capabilities, and this gives me stuff to think about. I will have to, because you cannot do all of this in Ghosty, because it's
No,
simple config
yeah.
file,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So you can, I think, yeah, Philip showed before, but you can have multiple wallpapers. So
Yeah.
I stole Josh's thing as well. Like, he's got where if I reload my config, so I just hit, just broke a bit. Yeah. If I hit Shift Command R, it'll reload the config, and it's getting a random wallpaper from a directory on my system.
I think you actually
So
just
that's
need
for
to
you.
save the file. At least for me. I just saved the Western file, and it will.
Oh, and it just automatically
Hot load it.
reloads. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's good like that, because it can just source it. It's Lua file.
yeah.
Yeah. I do know if you do switch to Where'sTerm, I think I saw, Philip, you had this as well, but yeah, you want these three things. So this was something
Yeah,
that when
max
Ghosty
FPS,
came
yeah.
out, everyone was like, "Oh, Ghosty's way faster than Where'sTerm." And we're like, "Really? It shouldn't be, right?" And it turns out
Yeah.
that someone discovered these in Josh's Discord, and if you enable these, it feels way smoother. So
Yeah.
like, you bump your FPS
Yeah,
up.
and that
stuff.
happened to me. I created a video about Western, and I was like, I like Western. It's not that fast. And in that video, someone in the comments told me, but have you tried this max FPS setting? And I was like, no. I tried it,
so
and
definitely
man,
do that.
yeah, it's completely night and day. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it.
All
I've
right.
probably got other ones, but yeah.
Yeah, we can meet another day. This was just the first
Yeah.
time. We can have specific topics for other day, like this Western thing. I like to go over it, and understand how it works a little bit more. But we've been here for like 2 hours, I think, or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's been enough. But really appreciate it. Thank you, WhySoSerious, for jumping in. Also, Emptyfull was not gonna be part of the call, but he just did it.
Well, because there's such a huge time difference. I think
Yeah.
when we were trying to
Yeah.
find a time before, yeah. And then I realized when you said you were going to get up at 5 a.m., I was like, oh, what's that in my time? And I think it was only 9 p.m. or something at that point.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
it's 12:38,
Yeah.
so after midnight. So
It's
it's getting a little, it's getting a
It's
little
late. Yeah, it's really late.
But I'm actually on holidays this week, so and it's Good Friday, Easter tomorrow. So
Yeah, same here.
yeah.
Same there, Philip. Okay, wonderful.
Well, today now for me.
Yeah. Today.
Yeah.
I'm from the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you are. All right, guys. Thanks for showing up. Then
Thanks for
we'll see
having
you
me.
till
Thanks,
the next
guys.
time. Then. Bye.
See you. Bye.
How do
Bye.
I stop the stream? Hold on.
You're the YouTuber.
Yeah, I am the where is it? The YouTuber.
Isn't
Okay, I'll
it
stop it.
like- who am I gonna raid? Oh, that's not a thing.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.